So, hear me out now. Do we stand up for a corrupted system if it is being taken down by foreign governments and armies, or divine judgment, perhaps? Because if you look at what America does around the world, you can quickly see why we are called the Great Satan. After all, we are named after the plumed serpent, Amaruka Vespucci, my ass. But we're causing misery around the world. The petrodollar is obviously going away, which that is the clutch that we have to maintain this way of life. But I think it's evil. Here's my dilemma. So, do you take up arms and fight? Well, here's where I'm at on it. Okay. Now, the system, we should not fight for that. It has to come down. It's going to suck, especially, excuse me, for Americans. Why? Because we have grown very soft. And it's not like our grandparents in the 1930s that went through the Depression. They could be self-sustainable. They still had skills. We rely on the grid. The grid goes away. 80% of us are dead within 1 year, says multiple studies. And I tend to think that's probably true. How many folks do you know that can't even change a tire, start a fire, change the oil in their car? I know a lot of them. And they're not men, they're males. There is a difference. So, I do believe, though, that we need to fight for our neighbors. Regular people generally aren't bad. We may be selfish at times, but regular folks aren't fucking evil in their hearts, right? So, for our neighbors, I do believe that we stand up, but for our broken, corrupted state sponsor of terroristic system, that's what it is. I think it is getting what it deserves. We need to find a way to get out of it, stay out of it, get out of the way. So I think it's all going to come crashing down. Now, it depends on what your news sources are right now. But I know what's going on over in Iran. And that's the start of it. And I do believe it is all planned out. You know, theater of war. Well, why is it called a theater? Are there actors? Yeah. Yep. And the faces that we see are not the rulers. Like Francis Bacon, Manly Hall, they said that this country is truly ruled by a group of philosopher kings. And that, in fact, is the great experiment. We were given rights like a king. This is true. And it was to unthrone the monarchies around the world. That's exactly what it did. Because there's always factions of these rich assholes that are fighting with each other. But they always agree on one thing. Their vision of the future never really includes us. So, do we fight for it? Do we fight for our way of life? No, yes. Do we fight for our neighbors? Do we flee? Do we fight to protect what we own? How about if we have lived a life of excess for too long and it is a divine judgment? So I do think that's possible. Because this has to come down. It has to. It's not sustainable. It is becoming more wicked, it seems, perhaps by the day. So, what do we fight for? Because a lot of folks are still in the idea of the Constitution and bearing arms, and I love all that. But the thing is, that just trains us to fight for the system. Do we fight for the system? I'm not going to fight for the system. I might actually, we'll just leave that at that. You can probably read between the lines. So that's basically it. Let me know what you think. I'm sure you probably won't. I get like a thumb up and no comments. I don't care. I just want to vent. But if this strikes a chord in you, let me know what you think. I'm out.